Hello, and welcome to a very special Spirit Island Saturdays. It is just me today. You might wonder who me is. After all, I do not have a face. I used to have a face, but then I decided I didn't like using face cam that much. But it's Logic Dolphin, of course. So, we knew Migrant P wasn't going to be hosting this Saturday. It was going to be Seamus and I, but Seamus had some bad news that he received today, so he had to opt out last second, leaving just me. And I wasn't originally going to do the stream myself, because my internet has been uncooperative lately, but since everyone else ducked out, it's down to me to hold the fort. So we're gonna do this solo. Not that I'm not incapable of doing it, but just with how my internet's been, I was afraid of doing multiplayer stuff, but if it's just me, it's fine. Anyway, welcome to Spirit Island Saturdays, where we play Spirit Island on Saturday. I do have a camera, I just have it off because I'm in a mood the past several months where I don't want people to look at my face. I'm weird. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, pretty much any avenue. Santa's the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch, and you can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Yeah, so I have the reins. What am I gonna do? Well, whenever I play Soul, I just hit any random, and then I figure out what I'm doing from here. So we have Green and Keeper versus France, but of course we have to figure out the difficulty. We have to figure out if we want a scenario attached. I could also have just done quick play, and it would have also set it up entirely at my whim. Also, we could switch to thematic map, I suppose, but that actually, I wonder whether, I can't tell, but I wonder whether East and West are on the backside of B and D. I have no idea. I only found out when I pulled out the physical game that actually thematic board is on the opposite side of the strategic board. I don't know. Quick play is too quick. Alright, we'll do slow play. So it's fun not having anyone on stream to have to fight with. Because John will be here saying, should we play France 4? How about a scenario? But I could just do whatever I want. I definitely want to do at least France 2. Because Slave Rebellion is always fun when you can remember it. Just have a nice and easy day. We're definitely not doing France 6. I don't think I've done, well, I guess I did do France 5 with the crew at some point. So coastal city results in a town. Want to go that far? Let's just do France 3. I'm a big believer in, like, if I'm not 100% sure I want to go all the way, let's just go half the way. So we'll go half to 3. France 3. So I asked John about this, but it says in the rulebook that Slave Rebellion under the top 3 cards of the event card is too predictable. So there's an optional rule where you would instead put Slave Rebellion on either the third or fourth or fifth card at random, and then when you put it back underneath the top 3 cards, it's actually the top 2, 3, or 4 cards at that time as well, so that you don't know when the Slave Rebellion happens 100%. You have an idea, but you don't know exactly if this is the round of Slave Rebellion or not. And he said that since Branching Claw has been on digital, only one person has ever asked about that rule. And it was Frenzy, of course. I asked John about that because I thought I remember reading something about that, and I wasn't sure if there was an option somewhere to enable that. Alright, scenarios. I want to do scenario. Rituals of Destroying Flame is a scenario that, like, this is a scenario that I've never really 100%, like, I've played it once. But I always feel like it's one that just adds difficulty and not as much fun. You can't do damage or destruction unless there's a flame marker within range 1 or the spirit pays 2 energy. For non-spirit events, any spirit may pay the energy, but you can instead create the ritual of the Destroying Flame or the flame marker by forgetting a power that grants fire, and choose a land where you have presence to add a flame marker and a blight that destroys the presence. You gain energy equal to the current invader stage and fear based on the current invader stage and damage per Dahan present. But it's like, ugh, this is unnecessary difficulty. It's difficulty 3 to be clear, to be sure, but I don't know. When I think about scenarios, I think like there's usually a give and a take, right? Like Rituals of Terror changes the way the game is played, but it's not like harder. It's just tangential difficulty. Power is Long Forgotten. Now this could either be harder or easier. Guard the Owl's Heart. Well, this one's just easier, so. But I have bad memories of Guard the Owl's Heart with France, because I did a thematic game. I think, is this the board? Yeah. So Guard the Owl's Heart with 2 spirits says the inner land is land number 7. Land number 7 on the west board is the only wetland. And in stage 2, when they explore the wetlands, they also place either a town or a blight. Well, there's no town in here because it's the inner land, so they place a town, and therefore you lose. So I don't think I want to do Guard the Owl's Heart, even in a balanced game, just because stupid France. Let's just do no scenario. Let's just play base France. But we will play with no blight card. No. I remember I was so scared of blight cards when I first started playing the game. I was like, I don't want blight cards, they're all terrible. And they are still terrible, but they're more fun. Alright, let's just go. We're not doing any of that silly difficulty nonsense. Wetlands. Green and Keeper is an interesting combo. They're very green focused. The 2 that come with the base game are the worst 2 blight cards in the game. We wish they did not exist. I wish that they didn't exist in conjunction with event cards, because the reason the other blight cards are sometimes helpful for spirits is because, well, the event cards tend to have actions that say destroy a presence or add blight in a blighted island, that is. So like some of the blight cards allowing for positive effects is fine because it's offset by, you know, the number of blight in the pool plus the events that still cost presence if you want to not lose the blight. But if you include the base game blight cards with that, it's annoying because the blight card says destroy a presence, and then the event card says add blight or destroy a presence. So yeah. The nice thing of those is that they do have a lot of blight on them compared to some of the other blight cards. Okay. So what are our plans for dealing with things here? Well, Keeper is not able to go into anything other than his land, and they're all range 2 from him, so he's a bit sad. But Green does have some utility here. Although there's currently 2 city builds on his board. There's actually 3 city builds this turn. Fun. So obviously his innate allows for defense, range 1 from a sacred site. So if we do like a sacred site in B6 to block the build, next turn we could defend B1. That town is dead then. Or I guess there'll be a city in there. And defend 4 is not good enough actually, so poop. You can push the town out though. Although that uses up a water card that might be needed to defend. You of course have things like overgrow and proliferation to help out here. Proliferation is really nice with Keeper. But that is a lot of energy, and unless you want to play 2 cards this turn, like we get energy to play proliferation, or we get 2 card plays with +1 card play, basically. And actually, if you did do 2 card plays, you would be playing the 2 cards that are free, unless I guess you give up energy track. Actually, you get 2 presents if you do that, so actually you can get the 3 card plays with 0 energy. Nice. Well, my usual progression with Keeper, I usually push to this plant because I like elements, and then I get up to 3 card. Like I get 2 card plays immediately, then I push up energy track to the plant symbol, and then I push up card plays track. It's usually what I do with Keeper. I also want to try to finish this turn with 2 energy, so that next turn I could do double growth, which is difficult with 2 card plays unless he gains a power that is free, and he also plays a card that costs 1 energy. But it's almost always we do these 2, right? We're not doing Reclaim, we don't have the energy for this. We just take a power card, make it minor. This card is pretty good. Except it's expensive. But it helps a lot with the fact that Keeper is limited by Blight. A little bit though, right? He can't grow into a land with Blight, but he doesn't have other things that... I guess Spreading Wilds doesn't hit Blight, right? You can't grow into Blight, you can't spread into Blight. Like Absorb Corruption, he will almost always like play this and have 2 plant innately, especially if you get to that plant. But it costs 1 energy to play, and you have to pay an energy to remove the blight, so it's expensive. It does give really good elements, the sun and the plant. Plant's not as important once we get to that but the plant there. But the sun is pretty important for getting the wild spread. The only card that's free here is Rain of Blood, and it's absolutely not going to work because there's not a wetland near me. We will have the sacred site, we just won't have enough things. So it looks like, unless I'm taking Rain of Blood, but that doesn't really help that much. Especially because I'm not going to get to 2 sun with that. I guess I'm just taking a sun this turn. Unless I proliferate, in which case... Or get proliferate, in which case I can get the sun and 2 card plays, but... Does Entrancing Apparition stop a build by any chance? It does. It also Works reasonably well against France. It does still prevent a build. Because France adds 2 explorers when they explore to a land without buildings. So gathering 2 explorers still stops a build sometimes. I'll probably save that for next turn now. Maybe? Maybe. Maybe. Not doing 2 card plays this turn. We'll just give a boon out, I suppose. Actually, am I doing this? Hold on, let me back up a step. I don't like to commit to powers until I've decided whether everyone's getting a power or not. But like, not Keeper Green is definitely gaining a power, right? Because even if it's only 1 card play, granting additional card play doesn't seem too helpful. I want those waters for next turn for block purposes. I could probably just take energy this turn. Next turn, get up to 2 card plays with the +1 card play growth, and then I'd have 3 card plays that turn. Maybe I do that. Well, did we draw this backwards, by the way? Should I have given these cards to green? I guess Entrancing Apparitions would have been a lot better on green. And then Gift of Living Energy is awesome on Keeper. Whoops. Well, there's Blight removal from Call to Tend, and it gives a water. Sap the Strength gives Defend 5, and is free. We don't have air. Mountain Jungle Defend is not helpful this round. Gift of Living Energy we don't need to give to Keeper because Keeper has awesome energy growth. Is there Blight in a land with Dahan? D5 has Blight. Do you have Blight? The Dahan pushing? Yeah, you do. So you can push into a land with Blight and then remove the Blight. So that seems good. That gives a water, which is going to be helpful next turn. We'll take that. Do the growth. Play the boon. So the next question is, how do we want to finagle this turn? You can only play 1 card. 1 damage, that won't work, so obviously not that. Push a town. I guess we could just use that this turn. And that way... It's a slow power, though. They're still going to build a city here and here, and I push a town up, I would still need to block it or defend it, so it's not that helpful. I could work on getting 2 sacred sites for next turn and block both ravages. I guess I was going to block B6, wasn't I? In which case I could push the town out, and I don't need to block the ravage. Blocking an inner city is pretty important. If I'm doing that, the problem is I can't really defend B1 unless I push something out of there. So either I'm defending it or I'm blocking it. I guess blocking it makes more sense. The Dahan would be nice to kill something, but it's a single Dahan. I mean, I probably could just let it blight anyway. Like, D3 could just blight. D1 has Dahan, so I'd like to save it, but that depends on what Keeper finds next turn. I don't think it makes sense to proliferate because we're gonna have double growth next turn, so presence on Keeper's fine for now. But the blight removal is not that important. Guess I'll just do what makes sense, which is to block B6 and then push the town out, and then I don't need to defend it next turn pending the event. So that was a very exciting fast power phase. Hi, Licky. You're not very late because I believe we're currently in this weird situation where Europe has experienced the end of daylight savings, but the United States has not. Or Canada either, for that matter, because our daylight savings ends like in 2 weeks or something, or next week, I'm not sure. Maybe? Oh, it happens tonight. Oh, never mind. Okay. Anyway, they explored mountains. It's actually not too good for Keeper either. Although Keeper can only do this at range 1. If they did explore somewhere, we'd only be able to push 1 out anyway. This is Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. Okay. So push this town out. Does it make sense to push it into B1? Just let B1 be Terribleville? If I do that and then they explore wetlands later, they're building a city there. If I push it into B5, it's also a city. I would like for it to probably stay in wetlands and jungle because green has an easier time there. And I guess it's better for France to build cities over towns. The one that just gives major powers for free. I guess actually, speaking of power cards, there's a power card here. And green will have 3 card plays next turn. I think it makes sense, especially with the +1 energy. Interesting cards here. None of them have plant. Guardian Serpents gives defense. Fire in the Sky gives a strife. Strife plus defense actually deals with B1. Steam Vents is funny. Cycles of Time and Tide actually puts Dahan in B1. Or it's just blight removal, which there will be places with blight removal. Strife is probably better. If you're playing with Fangs, I would probably take Guardian Serpents. But having beasts do things is unreliable without Fangs. Problem with Fire in the Sky is that it's not good elements. Cycles of Time and Tide is better elements. No plant, but moon and water allows for triggering my base innates a bit more easily. But like the Dahan and B1 are still just gonna go away. Can't deal with mountains that effectively, except I am doing... If I overgrow and add a presence, I can stop a mountain build. I could stop the B7 build, probably. Although that could be easily defended if I get to all-enveloping green. But... that's 2 turns from now. How well does Horde of Beats work with Horde of Angry Men? Excellent question. I'll leave that to someone that knows Jagged Earth. Horde of Beasts works with Horde of Angry Beasts. Wait. Oh, it's not Jagged Earth. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, are you saying... Wait. Are you asking how the beasts work, basically? Is it better to pile up beasts versus bunches of invaders? Or are you referencing cards? I don't know what cards you're referencing now. I'm not expert enough. Why do I take cycles of time and tide? It doesn't help with the ravage, but I just think it's better elements. And when in doubt, go with elements. Thunderspeaker and Fangs, Angry Men and Angry Beasts. Oh. Yeah, those nicknames don't help. But... Thunderspeaker is a strong spirit in any case. Fangs... I don't think is as strong as Thunderspeaker, but still pretty cool and fun. I like playing them. So I'm not pushing any explorers with this. It's just a question of where am I exploring. If I want a sacred site, I would have to explore into a land with wilds and then add a presence to that land, but I'm not 100% sure we're sacred siting this. It's probably better to grow into D7 because that gives me visibility to D5 and D8 and maybe helps with D1, but I don't think we push the Dahan into D1. Pushing into D5 is probably okay. Sacrosanct Martyr pushes, right? So I could save the Dahan in D1 with Sacrosanct Martyr, which would be pretty cool because I could still put presence in that land because it would currently have a wilds, which is kind of difficult to accomplish otherwise. It is a wetland, so we could remove the blight there anyway, though, so it's not a big deal. But if I want to save the Dahan, that's one way of doing it. I think I'm doing that. So, my goal... Get the 2 card plays. Probably get 4 energy. So I gain an energy here, but then I spend it all there. So... I'm always doing 2 card plays, right? We're not at major territory yet. I don't think. 1 damage per blight. But Mountain Sand's blight removal. That avoids the issue with D5. They're putting 2 towns in there, though. That's the thing we have to be wary of, is when they do build and land with 2 or more invaders, or 2 or more explorers, they get converted. So, like, I don't know that I can deal with D5 super effectively. There's no defense here anyway. Promises of protection. That's 6 damage in here. Gather up to 2 Dahan. That would actually kill everything in D1. And then we could remove the blight afterwards. We lose only 1 Dahan, but we lose all the buildings in there. Doesn't do anything about D5 though. D5's a problem. I guess we have Entrancing Apparitions. That stops that build. Are those 2 cards I could play and be okay with? I would not have any plant. I would get the 2 suns so I could push and explore, and then I wouldn't be able to do anything else. I do like Promises of Protection, though. Actually, oh yeah, we're not gaining a card there, so... Not doing anything... Oh no, we are doing something with D5. We're doing Entrancing Apparitions. We're not doing something with D8. And we're not getting our Wilds placement, so we can't really get in there next turn unless I do double growth again, which I will have the energy for. And actually, if I play these 2 cards, I'll have 3 energy, so I could start with the last growth and then get a Sacred Site in there if I so wanted. I just need to have a defense card if I wanted to do that. I do want to gather these 2 Dahan from D2 and D5 though, because they are at risk of the event that converts Dahan. I don't want it in my land. I'll just push it in here. These 2 Singleton Dahan plus the 1 in B1, but that one's dying. Those are at risk of being converted by the event that says when there is a single Dahan in or adjacent to a city, convert it to a town. Once per board. Awesome elements. Awesome elements. Range 2, right? Yeah. So I don't need to block B6. I think I would prefer to let B1 go off. I could try to do defense for D2 next turn. Or not D2, wait, what am I talking about? Oh, D3, I was thinking of D3. I could do defense for D3, but that's useless. D1, we are letting blight, but we're killing things. B1 is gonna blight and won't kill things. I don't think there's much point in blocking it. I can't reach D1. So I can't get into D8, but we're blocking B7 somehow. Well, not somehow. We're doing it with Overgrow. Question is, where do I want to be? I could safely go into D2. D2 is probably a good bet. So we're gonna overgrow. Since we will have a blight in D1, but we're not regrowing this turn, so I think it's a good time to do Call of 10 then. Currently have a 1 damage Creeper's Tear. I'm not really in a place where Creeper's Tear would do anything. Unless I had grown somewhere differently, I guess. I just don't really see where I would be defending this turn. Since we put too much stuff in B1, Cycles of Time and Tide doesn't help with B1. It will remove the Blight next turn. Oh, but there needs to be Dahan in there, never mind. I only need defend 2 for D3, I guess. But it's not super important. I probably want to keep the moon for next turn in hopes of being able to actually kill something with this, but I'm not going to have enough plants. This combos with damage, though. This isn't going to do anything. Am I just not gonna play as a third card here because I could just do 3 card plays next turn? That would probably be okay. I have 2 water, 2 plant, plus potentially this. So I wouldn't actually hit the threshold there anyway. But I would have 2 moons, 3 plant. But I'd have 2 damage to a town city, and then an additional damage, so I think that's okay. I might as well take the defense, I guess. Stop a Blade. So I do need the plant for next turn anyway, and getting extra card plays wouldn't be super productive, I guess. On a coastal land on each board, move a town inland. Land with disease, 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. Actually, that's really good. We can kill the city now. Damn. And during Ravage, defend 1 per Dahan. So this actually prevents the Blight in D1. That's surprising. You can go... I don't know. Well, I guess we're getting rid of the city in D2. We're not getting into stage 2 explore, so we don't have to worry about the blight just yet. Keeper doesn't have the punish those who trespass yet, so we're not getting the damage there, but both of these are Keeper lands, though. I think I'm just gonna put it on this one that's gonna build a city and then convert an explorer is the problem. They're not building here, but in the future. It's a 50% chance they would build there. Actually, they're building one of these two, so the question, like, which one would be the safer bet, I guess? Well, both of them have wilds, but one of them is potentially destroyed by Sacrosanct Wilderness, but both of them have 2 in there already. I guess I put it in here because in case they do explore jungle, well, I guess both have wilds, so not adding 2 explorers either way. Just hedge your bets. I'll put it there. Then it's only this one. If it goes into B6, it blights. There's already a town in B8. B7, we're preventing the build, so we don't want there to be something in there. So we'll just put it in B8. Damage there. We don't have damage here. That's exciting. So I don't need Sacred Sites slow phase. Okay. Just double checking. And they go into Sands. I guess the problem though is there's no wilds here now, so I can't deal damage with Sacrosanct Wilderness. I can't remove Blight with this either. Or no, I can. I can remove that Blight. Unless I want to push the Dahan for some reason. I don't foresee why. It's not every day you get to kill a city with Creeper's Tear. I'm also at 0 kilobytes right now. Is my internet dead? No. Well, it might have been dead for a second. We're green again, though. That was weird. I'm gonna make sure my chat on screen still works. Yes, it does. Okay. Alright, so we still have Spreading Wilds, but it pushes 1 Explorer, which is useless. And it doesn't add a Wilds. I guess it's not useless. I could still, like, assuming they don't do +1 damage, like, I can push an Explorer in there and that stops a town, so it's not 100% useless. Peasant didn't notice any breaks in broadcast. Alright, so maybe OBS was lying to me as it's usual. As is usual. Alright, so we can immediately just go here. We can potentially get to this plant. We're gonna have 5 energy, but I have some expensive cards in here, so I'm still just gonna take a miner. Well, that adds wilds. I can add a wilds and then Sacrosanct Wilderness to deal damage. Interesting. The Song of Sanctity also counters France because it pushes all explorers. Is it basically the level up of Overgrow? I guess not, because it's mountain jungle instead of jungle wetland. Okay, Cycles of Time and Tide does work on B1 still. I was like, there has to be Dawn in there for that to work, but no, it's not that one. Sorry, I'm like... I'm like... I just had this random thought while we're thinking about this power, so you have no idea what's in my mind right now. Hey, we're back at 0 kilobytes per second right now. Nope, we're back. Ish? Yes? 7,000, yeah. Looks like it's doing the catch-up thing. So a couple things I could do with Razor Sharp. I think it's going to be Razor Sharp. Song of Sanctity is slightly better elements because of the sun. But I do like how this combos with my stuff a bit. We don't have a plan for D8, do we? That's okay. Actually, theoretically we have a plan. Go into D8, destroy an explorer, defend 2, 2 damage, kills a town, defend 2 versus a city. Pretty cute. I don't think it's necessary though. None of this, however... Do I want 3 card plays? I can get 3 card plays this turn if I forego the plant. Does 3 card plays do anything? I won't have enough energy to play anything other than the left 3 cards. I think I'm fine still doing a double growth next turn. Although I'm getting proliferated in any case. If I'm getting proliferated, does that change anything? I don't think so. Sands is another bad one for green. You are going to be able to do 2 damage to a thing. And you're gonna get the defend for B7, so it's actually not that bad right now. I think we... Yeah, so we put green in here. You're already getting 3 card plays this turn, so let's get more energy. And you're gonna want a Sacred Site. Actually, yeah, if we do 1 damage to a town twice, and then 1 damage to each, that actually deals with B5 really cleanly. I'm gonna put the Sacred Site here. This gives me defend 2, which is good enough for this. It's range 1 Sacred Site. This gives me 2 damage to the things in there, 1 damage to each, a proliferate, and a blade removal. Alright, so green's turn is very much decided, but not very much dealing with any of the problems. Yeah, so if I'm playing these 2 cards, I'm not dealing with anything else other than D7, but I will have 2 sun, I will have a plant. If I get up to the plant symbol in one way or another, then I get +1 range on that, but I don't get damage in my land. If I were to do 3 card plays and I did these 3, that wouldn't do that much except a blight removal, except it's not relevant. and this doesn't give me elements that helps with anything, so I guess I just go directly to the plant symbol here. And the only thing I'm dealing with is stopping the build in D7. D4 could be defended next turn. Next turn might be a major power on Keeper. And the major power could deal with B3, but I don't think I grow into B3. And how much range is this? Range 3, that's really far. I think I want to go here for better visibility of... Well, D2 is sort of handled by green, so I guess I don't need to go there. But so is this part of the land over here. Can't grow into here. This is blighting. This might blight. I don't want to push the Dahan out of there. I guess this is... This views quite a bit. But 3 of the 4 lands are green lands, so I don't know. Could go here. Keep my sacred sites centralized so that my Towering Wrath does a lot of damage somewhere. It's gonna be too slow, but I could... If I could... Like, Towering Wrath in B3 would take care of a lot of its inhabitants. Yeah, it's probably better to keep them closer. Actually, I have +1 energy from this, so I had 5 energy, but if I'm still playing these, then I would only have 2 energy if I went here. So I would be able to play Towering Wrath still. Do you have proliferation? Proliferating into a blight land seems wise, since it's otherwise difficult for me to do that. Okay. Hey, it's cultural assimilation. Look at that. We protected against that. Look how smart I am. Oh, this stops the build. Which is a bit annoying because we also had a super plan for that build. I guess we could do it... Do stem the flow in B3, but the problem is we don't have any other damage in there because Creeper's Tear doesn't work. That's annoying. I could destroy this beast by killing the town. Is that effective for anything? I don't think it is, but it's fine. Well done. Thank you for the well done, peasant. Well, also, there was 2 towns in there. So each Dahan did 2 damage and it killed the town. Aha! So we have blighted B8 now. But it didn't blight the island and we got rid of an inner set of 2 inner towns. So that's nice. Look how effective that turn was. Defend 3 in all coastal lands. Hey, that stops a blight. So we stopped a build and we stopped a blight. We didn't have to do anything. Alright, so stage 2 explore now. And D3 is looking pretty terrible. I think we just put the town there to avoid a blight. And here we can sort of do the same trick we did. We can let this build, but then also do promises of protection in there. They blight, but the Dahan still kill everything. I'm basically doing Shadow's job all by myself. However, we're definitely at risk of losing because we're building 8 towns with 6 left on the card. I guess I do stem the flow in here. I can't. That's not a sacred site. Yeah, it's really not because I was super set up. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I was super set up to do this thing, but I can't now because of the event. So now my Creeper's Tear doesn't... Oh, it does work. It does kill a town. Stops the city in B6. Actually, I'm probably just blocking B6, aren't I? Is there another place? No, because all my lands are empty except for B6, so this is the only spot for this now. And Stem the Flow is sad. This only pushes 1 explorer. Actually, it works here. You go there, I guess. I don't know. Bam. On the other hand, I guess pushing an explorer stops a town build. So we're reclaiming with green for sure. The plan was originally to defend D4, but if we defend B3, that kills 2 towns. But that doesn't need the explorer to be pushed away for that to happen. So I think... I don't know, we need the wilds. Because we're still doing this growth first, and with that growth it doesn't really matter where my presence is. Or where the wilds are, rather. So if we stop the build in B6 with green, obviously B1 happens, D3 happens, D1 we have a sort of plan against, but stopping 1 town here is good. Alright, so now Keepers only can have 3 cards. Unless I do like this stuff, but if I do these 2 growths, I have 4 cards but only 3 plays. I think I do a major because I'm gonna have 7 plus 1 energy. So 8 energy. 4 of energy here, so I can take a major that costs up to 4. Which are the only majors we found. Rapid Wings is funny. Because it's difficult for Keeper to keep Dahan in their lands. I'm gonna use each other's presence to target powers. Is that effective? It helps with green targeting things with Creeper's Tear for sure. Defend 20. That would allow us to defend both B3 and D4. Gives a sun at least. No fire here. Well, we're reclaiming with green, and green actually has a lot of energy, so it could probably take a major, but I think I'm happy doing 1 more minor on green. I like to build up a volume of cards first and then take majors, unless I'm in a dire situation, which I don't think we're in right now. Drift down into slumber is defend 4. That's very good. No good elements here otherwise. There's no moon and there's no water. But we do sort of technically need an Earth someday for all enveloping green. It's like, why is that a random Earth there? Why is there an Earth on that? None of green's cards have Earth on them, except for Drift Down. Well, Drift Down's not an Earth, not a green card. So actually with Drift Down, I don't need to do like Rapid Wings this turn or Indomitable Claim. That said, Indomitable Claim definitely defends D1 next turn. Also, it's growth. So like I could do triple growth with green. We're running out of presents, fun fact. Does green actually have 3 earth cards? Or not green, Keeper. Keeper does have 3 earth cards, but with all the Dahan that are in D1, it's actually totally fine. I think I like Claim. I think I'm gonna lose Entrancing Apparitions here. It served its purpose. Can I get Dahan into D4 since it's going to be defended? I would do it this way, right? Probably won't work up. No, I need the energy this turn, right? So that's defended. Can defend B3 by myself as well. That's the only other Ravage that's happening. You don't want to put a Sacred Site in D1 next turn, because we want those Dahan there. So you don't need Drift Down, because we're already defending... I guess we're either defending with all enveloping green or we're defending with Drift Down. Drift Down is the only one that made sense anyway. Presence to jungle or wetland. We're preventing the one in B6. Don't have a plan for B1 other than we can remove the Blight afterwards. Because Cycles of Time and Tide is really strong. So do I want to use... Blocking this, but that's not going to be defended either. Next turn. I'm not in the land with buildings. So I don't think I want to do moon cards this turn, so I want to do water cards this turn. Pushing a town is still fine. Figure out how to get Dahan in a place for that. One more plant and I can defend B3 without this one, so... Do I do quadruple growth on Keeper this turn? Quadruple growth? Or do I want green? Green's gonna be fully decked soon. Well, we don't want Stem to Flow. I guess if I do Overgrow this turn, or next turn actually, it doesn't matter which turn I do it, but it's not doing anything this turn other than I can ping a city or town or anything. We have a Towering Wrath also, by the way. We have these cards. Is this even doing anything? Oh yeah, it removes a Blight in B4. Cool. You also have a Punish Those Who Trespass for Keeper. But there's no Blight. There's no Coastal Blights. Yeah, it's either Overgrow or Proliferate. I just like the idea of quadruple growth. Even though, like, Keeper's running out of presence, but Super accelerated keeper this turn. Where are we proliferating though? We're not proliferating D1 because we're claiming their next turn and we need to leave the Dahan in there. I guess... I mean, my Towering Wrath is probably just gonna go into D6 and that already has like 8 damage in there. But that's the only thing that would make sense. I guess I could do it in D3. Yeah, actually D3 makes sense. Oh, right. Hello. How are you doing? Duh. Slave Rebellion. We've been so excited about this game, we forgot there was a Slave Rebellion happening. Well, there's not much strife. In fact, there's no strife. There are definitely candidates for Dahan conversion. I was super excited about D1 being completely annihilated by Defend 20 and 8 Dahan. 3, 5, 7, 8. It's actually enough health in there for the Dahan to kill. But absolutely converting a Dahan makes more sense. This is already defended. This is defended as well. I guess it's a question of where do we want more Dahan to be. In board B, I think it's always happening here. In board D, it's obviously sands or wetlands here, but if I want more fear, then I would want there to be the city in D1. If this were France 4, we would stop the city. But if this were France 4, we probably would have figured out ways of stopping the city by this point instead of being cheeky. Also, what's the other part of the card? Oh, right. Aid the Uprising. Duh. I had grouped those two together where it's add a strife and then take damage, but they're actually separate effects. In each land with at least 2 explorers, push 1 explorer to an adjacent land without invaders. Push a beast to an adjacent land with no blight. It deals 1 damage there, and during Ravage, defend 1 per Dahan. So actually, we didn't need to do anything this turn, and everything would have resolved itself cleanly. Were we losing still? I forgot to count. 8 towns. Well, we're preventing 3 of them in B6, so it's slightly wrong, but we also could have slowed it down in D1. I think, though... just push an explorer into the place where it's dying. Oh, but it has to go to a place where there's no one. And it's an each, actually, right? So I don't have many choices here. But... no builds are really prevented, so it's fine just to do things any way we want. Any way you want it. I guess we could stop that guy from moving if we wanted. Actually, yeah, I don't want guys inland. I want this guy to move here. This guy to move here, and now these guys don't have a place to move. This guy... well, there's not really many... There's actually no choices there. But B7 and B8... well, actually, B7 will be seen, but B8 will not be seen, which is nice. Beasts push and deal damage. So actually pushing here means I don't have to defend that next turn. Goals. I'm totally fine with that town being there and that town being there. So regrow is happening there. How many towns next turn? 2 towns, 2 cities. Oh, I have a land with blight. Right. Okay. There we go. I think this game was too easy because we have profited blight. We are back to where we started the game with, except 1 less. The only blight is now in D8. Right, we have Creeper's Tear with 1 damage. That doesn't really do much, except it could combo with Towering Wrath, I guess. So jungles are great because they can be blocked. Punish deals how much damage? 2 damage. So how much do we want to block Ravages? I don't think we care about the Ravages, because we can just... I mean, D1 we defend, B3 is a wetland, so... actually, B1 and D3 are coastal wetlands, so both Green and Keeper can remove their blights really easily, so we don't worry about those. Just prevent the builds as much as we can. We're still on Terror level 1 for some reason. We've only gotten 12 Fear this game, whoops. Whoops! It's okay, we're accelerating now. So like I can entirely block the build in D6 by using Towering Wrath there, but it feels like a waste of resources. I could just spread Wilds there, it seems pretty funny. I could Towering Wrath here for 4 damage and then spread Wilds there. I could also do it there, do the exact same thing. These are 3 valid places for the same effects. That said... do have a town push if we want it. There's actually only 6 buildings in there. We push the town into D1 because that town's dying then. D2 is a disease, so it doesn't matter. Creeper's Tear is not doing anything unless I combo it somehow with Towering Wrath. Like this does 4 damage in B4, so if I do 1 damage to the town, then Creeper's Tear kills the town. That feels like the most effective use of resources. Even though there's already a green sacred site there. And then I punish here. And spread those wilds. Go coastal. Okay. So now... 0 builds. And what looks like 3 blights, but is actually pretty good. So this is a turn where Keeper's not getting a power? Or is getting a power? All the Keeper needs to play is Indomitable Claim. Potentially also regrow from roots to remove the blight in D3, and then if I do that this turn, I could forget it next turn, because there'll be no other blights other than D8, which you can't deal with. Green is playing 4 cards. Does this remove a blight with what I have? No. It does not. Just adds Dahan. Cool. Also, we're placing 3 presents on green. It's a triple growth turn on green! And Keeper's also done gaining presents this game after this turn too. This is hilarious. So what is green doing? Are we blocking the Ravage in B1? Just because we can? Are we blocking the build in D2 so that we preserve the disease? block the Ravage in D3 because I guess the thing with Cycles of Time is it's fast, and we're also getting a defend 4, so like it doesn't matter. Here's where John would say, I think we're fine. And I'd be annoyed. I would like to get Dahan in D3. The problem though is that Keeper can't really get Dahan in B3 other than pushing out a B7, which is okay. Because if we defend D3, that kills the town, which is always nice. Except we can't get a Sacred Site in there anyway. You can only place a presence in a land with wilds or presence, which is currently every land except every land I'm currently in, except B3 is not a Sacred Site right now. That would be the only thing I could do is push things out of there, I guess. That doesn't do anything effective, but still, I like Sacred Sites. This land is danger zone for every invader in existence because of Towering Wrath. This is 10 damage in D6 if the invaders ever decide to put two or three cities in there somehow randomly. So we defend D3, we block B1 then. How much range is this? Range 1. We should probably go in a place where I can Creeper's Tear. So B2 then. Because, yeah, we'll have enough to do 2 damage plus 1. So, yeah, destroying that city in B2 seems good. And then we block the Ravage. Defend there. You get to go have fun with green, I guess. So that's a play. And then literally anything else I want to do. We're still only on terror level 1. They've only gotten 16 fear this game. It's only early though, like, I feel like we're late game because our presence tracks are like done, but actually, like, we're only halfway through stage 2. Silly. I guess that gets Dahan in D3. Doesn't do anything too exciting, but it does push to Dahan. We do remove the blight from B1 that way. And then I just do that to get my only fire card, and I have one more card play. I'm reclaiming every turn, basically, right? Because I have no more growth. The only other thing I could do is gain 2 power cards a turn. But might as well just play my hand every turn, reclaiming, then gain a power. Like, this costs 3 energy, this gains me 1 energy. Might as well just play my hand. If I pushed into B1 and then did Promises of Protection there, it still wouldn't be enough. 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 versus 8 HP is bad. And now Keeper is fully grown. Might as well do that. There's no way they would ever kill the Dahan. Actually, I guess it would make more sense in D3. There's no way they would ever... Sure, take these guys. They're not doing anything. I guess therefore I didn't actually need to push 2. Hold on. Because, like, this already gathers 2. Is there a place where I want wilds? We've already done wetlands and jungle, so there's still sands and mountains and coastal. I honestly don't know. I would like to push out a D8, but I can't. I just can't. I also have this. Here, defend 1. Okay, now the Dahan really aren't dying. Here, have more Dahan. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm overgrowing there. That's the only thing I know I'm doing. Guess I just don't want it in my land. Put you in there, we'll defend that. Oh boy, we have a lot of sacred sites. We also don't have much energy. And we only have 1 fire. That's actually pretty terrible. Did I want the Indomitable threshold? No, I want the defense. All the Dahan will kill everything in there. I don't want... Oh, I hit the threshold by accident. Too late. Can't go back. Can I? Can I click this? No, it's too late. Well, we have the threshold. Fun fact. Didn't notice that. Oh well, it's fine. I think we're fine. It was a while ago, yes. Oh, you said that two and a half minutes ago. Whoops. Is it okay to let the island's strength repulse them? Because the problem is, how many sacred sites have invaders? D7, D5, B3, B1. So that's 12 energy we'd need. We only have 1 fire. And in fact, the only fire card we have, the only fire card we have, period, is Towering Wrath. So we'd be destroying a lot of presence, and they'd be a lot of... Like, we want to keep this sacred site, so the only presence that we would ever be able to preserve... Like, we could forget Towering Wrath and then spend 2 green energy. So we keep this sacred site and then 1 of Keeper's sacred sites, and then Keeper loses 2 sacred sites but can't get them back. So it feels like we just have to let the island's strength repulse them. We are going to lose 2 Blight from the Blight card, but that's okay because the island is super not blighted. Are there minor powers happening? Keeper does have enough Dahan. Green does have enough Dahan, yeah, so we're each gaining a minor power, which is nice. Each sacred site pushes an explorer or town to an adjacent land, though. Does that screw up things? No. Like, we can bounce explorers back and forth here, I presume, and then, like, these guys could just cycle amongst themselves in some capacity. I believe. I guess we could even select a land with sacred site at first that doesn't have an explorer. But, you know. You go there. 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 That was fun. Everyone just ended up right back where they started. All right. Lore is not as strong because France. Voracious growth. Lol. Do I want moons or do I want waters at this point? I'm gonna go with waters. Now, elemental boon is interesting. Both spirits have plant, but both spirits all have a lot of innate plant. Well, I guess the one on Keeper. Like, it doesn't seem like boon's even that helpful. I guess it helps hit major thresholds, which we're gonna be going to major land, so I'm gonna take boon. Defend 1 per Dahan. Really needed that. Mountains explore with the thingy. Okay, so this decision's easy, I think. This decision's easy? I wish I could do 2 damage in D8, but that's not effective. Regrow. Oh, I was gonna remove the blight there. But I don't need to remove the blight there because I didn't put a blight there a million ages ago. 2 damage, but split across lands with my presence. Do I want to kill 2 explorers, or do I want to kill this town? I think if I do it like this, I hit the city. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. I don't actually kill a Dahan if I target the wrong land. If I target D6 first, but I want to do damage in D1, I don't actually kill the Dahan. So that's good. I think that's better than other things. We have 5 suns, so we push 2 explorers, add a wilds. It's just gonna be here, I guess. And then lol. So the D8 mountains is the most annoying place, but that is protected with Indomitable Claim. D2 is defended as long as we have a sacred site nearby. Green's reclaiming. Keeper actually doesn't need to reclaim because of the reclaim 1 plus a power card. This allows Keeper to move a presence around if needed. However, the presence would move to a wilds. Or if I want to create the sacred site here. If I do that, I push Dahan out. Actually, that's reasonable. Get the Dahan in D8 and then claim their next turn. I can move the sacred site out of D6 to do that. Definitely doing a major, though. I mean, Vigor is fun. With Vigor, I don't actually need to push the Dahan out. Or I do? And I just Vigor in D8 and prevent the build? Also Blazing Renewal with green, lol. We're not hitting the threshold on that, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, that would be really sick in B1. That would be a lot of fear. Both of these seem reasonable. I think the fact that I can deal with D8 with the Dahan next turn plus getting punished this turn for D1 without Dahan would be reasonable, so I guess I do Blazing Renewal. And I think we don't need Regrow anymore. It is an Earth, but it's fine. Also, green's taking a card. Might as well make this decision first. I'm always a little bit hesitant with majors on green just because 3 energy per turn is so low. I think I'll take a major next turn and we'll do gain a power card and gain 3 energy next turn. Because, like, I'm only going to have 4 card plays. I'm only going to have 4 card plays, but with 5 energy, that's 1.25 energy per card. I do have a lot of free cards, though, but I'm just going to do a minor this turn on green. Gift of Power is perfect elements for green. And it provides forget fodder. I'll accept that. Do I have enough energy to play my hand? Oh. Huh. Does it really matter? I don't think it matters. 3 fire. Still only 1 earth, yeah. I do want to play 1 more card. Give an energy to green seems better, because we don't need the defense this turn. Wilds are always fun, though. Yeah. And then this is... We need the Sacred Site down here. Okay. Right, and then the card we want to forget with green is Gift of Proliferation, because that card is not going to do anything anymore other than move a presence around, I suppose. Probably that, because perfect elements. We don't really need to remove a Blade, but we do want defend. Ideally defend 4 in case of the event. No Coastal Blights. Don't need to overgrow unless we want fear, which is fine. We do have a Blazing Renewal happening. So I want damage. Which that is damage. That adds a moon, which is damage. Once a boon could just give a moon. I guess because of Elemental Boon, I didn't need to play another plant card. Whatever, it's fine. I think we're fine. Just do all the things. They're building in B7, I guess. In which case, I probably want... Actually do want to not proliferate, to overgrow. And move a presence into this mountain. But wait a minute, why can't I do destroyed presence for this? I thought I could do destroyed presence with this. When adding presence to the board via growth. Fooled you. Also, I exactly knew that. I exactly knew that. Probably didn't think I did, but I did. I was playing you. We have blight removal for whatever reason. We're not getting the threshold here. So really it's sun plant for this. You already got the sun for that. I guess take an air so that this is +1 range. That's really the only thing that works. And then like none of that mattered for green anyway. Placing renewal there. Defend there. We have 6 sun. We have 6 sun. Curse the tongues it is. Don't think we need promises of protection anymore. I could also just discard Fields Choked, I suppose. I'll just do that. Three, 5, 6, 7. If they do build in there, it's not enough damage with the retaliation, so disease there. Actually, if they do build, it actually creates another town. That's going away. That can be fine. We'll put it there. Alright, so now just destroy all the buildings and we win. Add beasts to a board without one. That's this one. Defend 2 and all lands with presence. Gain 1 energy per sacred site and lands with invaders. Funny. Oh, that is a really good France sphere card. That is a really good France sphere card. I will allow this Ravage. I will disallow this build. Coastal Explorer. The goats really hate the French. Is that what that event card is called? Yeah, scapegoats. Alright, do we win? Here, gain a power. Any power. I think I'm still gonna make this minor. You're gonna have 10 or no, you're gonna make it. You're gonna take a major this time. I mean, I will take this one because France. Lose that one. Minor power back. Growth through sacrifice is entirely necessary. Renewing Rain is entirely necessary. Well, these are all great cards because they are candidates for forgetting. I'll take this one just because it has a fire on it, though, which might otherwise be difficult. I can actually do 4 damage in there, but that kills Altahan. Oh, why did I defend this? They weren't ravaging in there. Why did I do that? Oh, they did ravage, duh. They did ravage. Sorry, I'm looking at mountains ravage now, but that's wrong. I can push 2 explorers and add a wilds. Anyway, this is happening here. Creeper's Tear kills this. Yeah, and then we kill these buildings and these buildings. I have to do Creeper's Tear one more time in a land without a building. How much damage is this? It's 6 damage. I'm just gonna kill everything in that wetlands because why not? Kill the 3 explorers in that sands because they entered my territory. Idiots. Get rid of those guys because we can block the build in D2. And we just win. question is whether we can remove the blight before we win for points. If we can do call to 10 fast, we can. Doesn't seem likely. Well, Major, if we can do this fast, that's awesome. We absolutely need more presence too. Okay. I guess actually if we do a sacred site at range 1, we can do it. If we have enough elements, which I think with Elemental Boon we do. Okay, so we just do Sacred Site in D1. We'll just do it with Growth, because why not? So we just need a water. Alright, so we remove the Sacred Site and we win. Trees and Stones also is awesome. Blazing Renewal. Do we still have Destroyed Presence? Yes. Okay, we can finish the game with no Destroyed Presence and no Blight. I can't envision a game more perfect than this one. However, I need to not... Oh no, that's not the one, right? Doesn't matter at this point. We'll just defend, I guess. Just in case we don't have enough. Just in case we don't actually have enough. I am playing this. And we're not hitting this threshold. I'm being very careful with that one. Sun plant. Not that it matters, but, you know, min-max. Min-max. Defend. I guess with Blazing Renewal. Didn't really matter. I guess it's not really a sacred site, though. All the other mountains are empty. Also, you can be strifed. I guess if I did strife first, it would have actually won. Actually, yeah, let's do that first. Because that way we just win. I'm not destroying one of my presents, though. Awesome! Zero blight on the island. So John's, of course, pretty mad because there's no blight on the island. That game also was... I was never worried at any point, I'll be honest. I did screw up with that wetlands, I will admit that freely, but I don't think that really affected anything because... I mean, maybe... Well, we got 3 fear off the threshold, which would have been... Like, if they did Ravage, it would have been 3 fear anyway, so... It's not like we lost a fear card doing that, and it didn't affect visibility of anything because this mountains was already a thing. I guess I'll let them explore in here, I guess, but they're already going to put the town with the escalation. I don't know. But I was never worried. So that game was too easy. We should do something a lot harder. Except I'm not actually going to do something a lot harder. I'm not a marathon Spirit Island streamer like Peasant. So let's do England 2 with a scenario. I don't really want to do high immigration here because high immigration adds a lot to the complexity of England. So we just have extra buildings on coastal lands and adjacency of stuff, which results in buildings. You find two-spirit kind of taxing even when it's easy. I really prefer two-spirit games, even if it's like information overload sometimes, because I really like being able to synergize between two spirits. If you have only one spirit, then everything that says another spirit actually targets yourself, but that kind of breaks some things. Like Serpent targeting himself with his cards allows him to play extra cards. That sort of thing. He can absorb his own essence. He gains 3 energy, absorbs his essence, so he gains an energy and an any. Also, he has less presence on the board, so it's, yeah, it's weird. Let's do Powers Long Forgotten. This one's always a fun one. This one's actually going to be pretty difficult against England. They're pretty much going to immediately search a lot of places. Let's do that one. I don't want to go into the city. They're not immediately searching anything? That's weird. That's weird. Alright, so we only do a search when there's 3 Dahan in a land, so... yeah, so these 2 sands are gonna build and they're at risk. If they explore the mountains, that's at risk. That's the only immediate risk. Also, the jungle is a risk. So the only safe explore is wetlands. Or not revealing secret stuff. Can I kill the town in A8 and the explorer in A7? Actually, if I just kill the town in A8, that's good enough because that doesn't let them explore A8. I don't think I can deal with both of these 2 sands. I can stop one of them with Prey, or I can kill one of them by playing my 2 plant cards, but the problem with Fangs is that it doesn't start with the innate stuff that makes it easier, so I like to just... My usual growth is I go for elements first, and then card plays. So... I'm not gonna get the damage on Raging Hunt this turn, but once I get to this plant, then it's a lot easier to do the damage each turn, because I only have to play 1 plant card each turn. Plus, when I have 2 innate animals, then this Raging Hunt happens almost every turn. I mean, actually with 2 animals it always happens, but the damage almost always happens as well. In any case, we always take power and growth. There's like no reason to reclaim. Costs energy as well when you have no reason to do that. I guess it gives you a power card if you want 2 power cards. I don't know that I ever go for 3 energy on turn 1 unless I want a major immediately for some reason. But I always take a minor here. Push up to 3 Dahan though. Problem is there's no land with 3 Dahan, but actually pushing 3 Dahan, we could like... We could do a World trip with Dahan if we do rights every turn. It's limited by a sacred site, though. But if I do, I don't actually need a second animal this turn. I could do rights this turn. And if I combo it with Harbingers, we do explore somewhere. Of course, it's made a bit more annoying by the fact that I do want the animal this turn if I do that route, but I don't get to do rights every turn unless I go up to reclaim 1. So maybe I completely counter what I just said and not take the elements except for the animal this turn and go up to reclaim 1 so I can do this every turn. That's going to take 4 cycles, though. 4 cycles means we'll be pretty much into stage 2. I'm definitely taking rights. OBS is saying 0 kilobytes per second. Is it actually 0 kilobytes? No. Weird. So we need to have a sacred site this turn. I think it makes sense to stop the build in the Blighted Land and then push Dahan into D4, so then when they do build, we don't lose that secret power. So the question is, where do I want my sacred site to be? It needs to be range 2, so it's actually pretty okay anywhere, but I think here's the best, because that's range 2 of all of these mysterious lands. Are they called mysterious lands? Mysterious locations. Alright, range 2 from all those mysterious locations. Not this one, though, but this one is... This one wouldn't be range 2 from this one, though. But I think, like, the central ones are the best candidates right now anyway. So we do Prey, we do Rights. So with Lightning, I want to destroy the town in A8, and I want to push Dahan. My usual plan of attack is to do double presence on turn 1 to get to 2 energy. If I did that and I played Shatter Homesteads and Harbingers, next turn I'd be only playing Raging Storm and Lightning's Boon. I would need to do this growth. But it doesn't really deal with next turn stuff that well, and I don't have a Harbingers for next turn, although we'll be pushing Dahan with Rights potentially every turn. Except next turn, I guess, because I can't actually add a presence and get energy. That's a problem. That's annoying. Well, I could do growth option 3, so I could play 3 cards and then just be in a reclaim loop for a while. The problem is I only have the 1 sacred site if I do that, which makes things a bit more annoying. My sacred site's also not in a really good spot for most visibility. Also, what builds are happening regardless of things? This one's adjacent to 2, this one's adjacent to 2, but Prey overrides England. This build is happening and it's tragic, because we can't really defend that. Stopping A4 is still the best idea, I'm pretty sure. I do think I need to have that sacred site, though. Even if I'm not getting much energy out of it. And it's safe for me to be in this land if it's defended, or... here? Or we're not blocking this build. I mean, I could let them explore in A8. I would like to prevent that, but I don't know that I can prevent more than that. I don't know. I'm just gonna go here. I'm not gonna have a good first 2 turns. Oh, actually... oh no, this works. I have to do... okay. I have to range out of here. Okay. Then I stop that. I leave that beast there, I think. Okay. So we want to explore in D4, because they're going to build there. Bam! Yay! Each spirit gains +2 energy during any spirit phase that they do not reclaim any cards. Also, why is there a finish using powers here? I can't even use this. Is that because it's bugged? Is this bugged in the beta? Okay, they're exploring that mountain. For purposes of explore and build, invaders in any sands are considered to be in all sands. Alright, so we got a double whammy this turn. We found 2 of the 3. Right, how many are there? There's a total of 1 per board plus 1 contain a source of power. Alright, and they got the loop of twisted bronze set with deep red stones. If we had gotten it, spirits may shift their presence from a sands to another at any time. But for purposes of explore and build, invaders in any sands are considered to be in all sands. So that's actually kind of weird. Also, this is actually super broken. John? John? Oh, right, no, those were used fast. Can I use this now? So if I don't reclaim, do I immediately get the energy? Let me see. No. So the use button, there's no use button here. So that's annoying. Let me quit the game. And let me go out of beta. How much of a download is this going to be? 59 megabytes. Question is whether I would be able to continue the game on the public build or not. I won't be surprised if it's just not working on the beta right now because of things that John was working on. I don't know, because I'm not a programmer. I don't know what John was working on. I don't work at Handelabra, I just stream for them. So for those of you just tuning in, hope you enjoy the black background. It's a very exciting black background. This is called Twilight Black. I like this shade of black better than other shades of black. I liked Nightmare Black for a bit, but I thought that was a bit too dark, so I went a little bit lighter with Twilight Dark instead. It's about 90% hue, 30% transparency. The RGB code is 000. Yeah, the screen turned black as I was restarting the game. I do see that there's here. This continue game is here. Can I now hit use? Awkward. Is it active though? No. I will just say that game is bugged. I will abandon the game because it's bugged. It's okay, we'll just reset it back up. I don't remember what the boards were though. But hello, Hell Pet, how are you doing? Presents, presents, presents. That one's fine. Uh-oh. They're also going to immediately explore. Powers granting fire. Don't damage or destroy invaders unless the spirit spends an additional energy. Oh no. Oh no. That is really bad for lightning. You love the digital game that we created. I will say on Handelabra's behalf, you're welcome. I, however, do not work at Handelabra. I am just a streamer, but I know that they love designing these games. They're very good at making sure they work well. Ignore the bug that you saw, though, because that was on the beta build. We are now public, so this should work fine. I'm just going to assume that the button didn't work because it was inherited from the beta game. So, and I could have reported a bug, but I'm sure it's actively being worked on right now for multiplayer purposes. Yeah, so one of the mysterious locations has been explored. D3 is at risk with the build, and the other 5 are not at risk at all. So we do prey on the builders on D3 to stop that. The wetlands builds are pretty bad. Not much I can do about it right now, but I think... Well, let's do this thing. Do we get rights again? No. We do push a Dahan. Gift of Constancy, however, Lightning would be really happy with. Well, let's Lightning play 2 cards this turn and 3 cards next turn and have energy. I'm gonna do that. Presence in land with jungle or beasts. We're not doing the damage on ranging hunt, so I think I'm just gonna put this in a jungle. And we're gonna do the growth on lightning. You have good visibility of this board. You go here, you have good visibility of the remaining parts of your board, so I think that's a good spot. Destroy a town at range 2? I guess, yeah, we could just do that and reclaim it. Or Harbingers or something. We need beasts to be somewhere for ranging hunt next turn, I guess. They're not building D3. I guess I could situate them all in B6. It's not going to be enough damage even if I convert one, though. What about Shatter Homesteads? Which one? What is that going to do? I could destroy the town in D7 so that they don't explore D6. I guess the problem is I can't destroy invaders unless I spend additional energy, so it's good that I got the energy from Gift of Constancy so I can do this. They are building in D1, but... And I guess that is going to force builds later as the result. But they're also forcing it with D7 anyway. But if I destroy D7 and explore jungle, then they don't actually explore D6. That's the only advantage of destroying D7 now. Harbingers, I probably want to push the Dahan out of D1. And if I reclaim Harbingers with Gift of Constancy, then I can actually have them explore D8. Alternatively, I could do it into D6, into D4, into D3, into B4, into B5 on subsequent turns. That's the only push we have right now other than Terrifying Chase. Actually, this only ever pushes 2, so actually I would need slightly more than just Harbingers for subsequent turns, but... I would imagine doing the train is better than not doing the train, although these Dahan are dying otherwise, is the problem. We don't really have anything that... Like, Lightning's not going to find another power to help out there. Ranging Hunt into D1's not going to be effective. Yeah, I'm going to destroy this town. And I'm going to push... these guys out for now. I guess something I can do with Ranging Hunt is to put myself into a land, like I'm already in D6. I can convert that into a Dahan. Like with Terrifying Chase, this pushes Dahan, so I could do that with the Dahan here. And if I have a beasts in there, it actually pushes four beasts or 4 Dahan, so I could push everything into D4 on the next turn. So you explore 2 lands next turn potentially. I either set that up now with Ranging Hunt, or I put a presence there this next turn and convert it into a beasts, and then I don't have to do anything with Ranging Hunt this turn for that to work, and I can combo Ranging Hunt with other effects next turn. Definitely England makes this harder because I can't stop all the explorers and the subsequent builds with all the stupid towns and buildings and cities and So it's probably just gonna be England 2 where the invaders have all these secret powers in the end. The only really exciting thing I could do with Ranging Hunt next turn would be to kill the city in B6. So I'm gonna get situated for that then. Although I guess I needed to put a... I can't actually kill the city. I can kill the town though. Sands Explorer. Yeah, they're going to explore those. We can kill an explorer, I guess, but we can't stop both builds. Unless I reclaim prey. In which case I can stop. I can't stop both builds, but I can stop both reveals. Quicken the Earth's struggles. Or Guardian Serpents. That stops a Blight in B6. Except I wouldn't be able to play all the things. I want to play Terrifying Chase. But I want to play Prey. I also want to have a plant. Oh my gosh, I have not enough card plays. I could have had enough card plays if I went up the card plays track on turn 1. Shut up, John. I think it's just going to be Guardian Serpents. But I can't exactly... I guess I could still... Okay, yeah. No, that doesn't give me a Sacred Site. Shoot, I need all the things, but I can't have all the things. I can't have a Sacred Site in B6, and the Beasts in D5, and deal damage in B6. I can't do all of that. So I think I just do this. Prey in B5. And then I play a plant card. Kill the explorer there. It doesn't stop the build, but it does stop the... What is it called? Search. It does stop the invader search. Stopping the build in B5 stops the invader search as well. Lightning needs extra energy in order to really do anything this game. So you can go here. And Raging Storm doesn't deal damage unless we spend an extra energy, because that's just our life. Oh, but I don't have a beast here now. Oh no, I do have the beasts, right? No, I will get the beasts because I'll be doing this. But before I do that, I am going to reveal information. Oh, we got something. Yes, we got the thing. Can I use it now? No. No, I cannot. It's broken. Well, boon, I guess. Actually, does that change? anything? No, because we wanted to ranging hunt like this. That doesn't need to go along, or does it? I don't have a sacred site need right now. I think I'm gonna stay there. It is at risk of dying to the invaders doing +1 damage. But I'm gonna stay there anyway. Don't stop the build there. If I do damage here, the Dahan still die. Oh, but I get a town destroy. And actually, if I do that, one of the Dahan survive and kills the city, which is pretty powerful. And if I do Teeth Gleam here, we could do Ranging Hunt next turn to kill that town. But yeah, I have the same bug that I had in the beta build. Sacred Sites and Invaders, that's 2 of them. We have 4 fire. Oh, okay. We just spend 2 energy and then this build is actually stopped. Nice. Unless I want to forget a card. Oop. Wrong click. Now I have to start over again. No. I'm gonna spend 6 energy and then proceed to destroy a presence anyway. That's just how I roll. Beasts generate 1 fear if invaders are present. Moves to an adjacent land if not. Or Dahan amongst its lands gains a minor power. That's not lightning. And it's not fangs right now, but it can be. I think the only way to do that, because we have the 3 Dahan there. These Dahan moving would move fangs. And now we're in 4 lands. Okay, so that's good. It's unfortunate that we're moving all these beasts because I wanted to destroy that town, I think. Go there. Or to use Teeth Gleam. I don't want to move there because that's death. You're gonna stay there though. Okay, cool. These are cards. Call to Isolation, maybe to combo with Lightning? I think so. So actually, thanks to that event, we stopped the build in D7 and we stopped the Explore in D8. That's pretty nice. Yeah, this is fun because we're not actually getting this benefit. I mean, lightning's reclaiming now, so it doesn't affect lightning. Swarming wasps seems excellent for comboing with fangs. Nature's resilience is good elements. Stops a blight. So that build's happening. That build's happening. Ranging hunt potentially allows us to kill a town without having to destroy it, in which case then we can let lightning kill the town, kill towns itself. Just need an extra beasts nearby to do that, so we want a sacred site as well. So I think we want to put the presence, so I can't put it there. Put the presence there. I don't think that's gonna work. If we convert this to a beast. Also, I did not gain extra energy despite not reclaiming. Oh well, we'll do this on hard mode. I'm not gonna quit the game now and say, alright, thanks for watching everyone, hope you enjoyed your stay. Want the sacred site for the defend. Wait. I don't have to convert if I use this. If I use Guardian Serpents, I add a beasts in my land, and then I can push it over there, do 2 damage, and then do whatever, and then Nature's Resilience works. Takes care of the 2 ravages, doesn't deal with any of the builds. That's what lightning is for. Also, what was... Oh, right. Oh, there's Use. Hi. Now you show up. I had to hit rewind for it to show up? Can I actually get it now? No. Oh! I have to do it after... Wait, that didn't show up when I did it after, though. I've hit rewind now? No, it doesn't show up. When did it... What? It was there! You saw it, right? I mean, that... Actually, that adds a beast. So I don't need Guardian Serpents, then. Can I do Call to Trade and combo that with Harbinger so that we explore this? None of the mountains builds are going to screw up the thing. The only thing I can screw up is the Explore D3, but I don't think I can really stop that. I have one more play. I don't need things to go fast, so we'll do Harbingers. I have to spend an additional energy for that to actually destroy a town, but that's okay. I'll put a beast in D2 and a beast in D5 in case beasts deal 2 damage, because then we kill the town in D2, kill the explorer in D5, and then they don't build in D5. That said, before I do that, Harbingers first, because actually that Actually, even before we do that, let's... All the powers are available. Let's reveal the information. And OBS is actually disconnected. Yep, we're back up. Okay, welcome back to Spirit Island Saturdays, where we're going to search and find nothing. Womp womp. If I destroy this town, does that actually... No, it's they still build right now. But it might still be better to do that in any case. In case... Now, if the beasts either deal 1 damage or 2 damage, then we stop that build. Okay, cool. That said, I should have probably not used Shatter Homesteads for that, because Shatter Homesteads could work here, but Thundering Destruction can't. Actually, Shatter Homesteads also works there, which is nice. Okay, I guess we'll accept that. Oh, I didn't hit the use button on this, did I? I don't know. We were trying to get that set up and then I got distracted. Okay, place towns, that's not good. Add beasts to a land without blight that has a town. Well, that's only this board because I destroyed the town in D2. Whoops. So that was a disadvantage. Defend 1 per Dahan in the land does nothing. So where do we want this town to go? Here, probably, because the other town's dying. Strife in a land with different invaders. Different land with at least 2 invaders. So probably the city there. The city here. The cities are blighted though, so it's actually hard to actually get working. Jungle Explore plus the escalation. So escalate there. I didn't even notice they were building in mountains. Well, I guess they did. Go there. It's not a good place. That's not a good place. This extra town is terrible. Actively terrible. Is the button here yet? No. Okay, well... I'm gonna destroy this town. I'm gonna rewind until I can hit this button. The button appeared 1 time and I didn't click it when it was there. Now I'm upset. It appeared once when I rewinded, and I don't know why. Okay, well, let's just move on then. So reclaim time for you. Ooh, that's a really good one for this scenario. Can I click that now? No. No. Pact? Good elements. Gathering 2 explorers is not helpful against England. Also, I think my internet is starting to poop out, so see if we can finish this game before it gets terrible. Yeah, so currently this jungle is at risk of revealing information. This wetland is still at risk, but now with our very beautiful call to migrate, we can now reveal things very easily. I'm gonna take swarming wasps as well. We want you here, which is a bit unfortunate, but we want to do damage there and to beep boop. I do terrifying chase in B4, reveal more stuff. Actually, I think Dahan and B3 would be good regardless. Oh, but I don't have a sacred site here is a problem. So Guardian Serpents doesn't actually defend. Furthermore, I don't actually get a plant this way. If I do Pact, and instead of Swarming Wasps, I do Lightning's Boon. 2 damage with Ranging Hunt, 2 damage with Pact. Alternatively, we explore a third mysterious location. Call to migrate into D3, into B4, Harbingers into B5, and Pact into B5. It's a massive waste of Pact, but... honestly, well, I guess I can't play Terrifying Chase. Or do I? I took away... what if I took Guardian Serpents away? Also, is this here? No. What happens if I just keep clicking things? It's not there still. If I'm doing Swarming Wasps, I gather that's 3 damage. Then Pact would be 2 damage, so I don't need Guardian Serpents then. I could do Terrifying Chase. And that would be fast, because I'd be doing it before, and I would still explore that. Okay, and then that deals with B2, because it's strifed, yeah. Oh, but I needed... it's not there. I'm just gonna keep clicking there randomly until it appears. I'm not getting its benefit right now. That's for sure. Because otherwise Fangs would be sitting at like 9 energy right now. We've missed it for like 3 cycles. Or maybe just 2, I don't know. Call to Migrate is a must. Harbingers to deal damage in B2 is a must. Lightning's Boon, so I can do Pact. Yeah, because otherwise I don't have the defend in B2. I don't have to defend. So I'm not actually getting the 3rd beasts in there. But it's okay, because I don't have to kill all 5 things. I just kill 2 towns and... yeah, just the 2 towns. Okay, so that's fine. Doesn't matter what order I do things. I think it's fine to do this now. So gather... empty... let's click there just in case. Empty. Boon. Harbingers. Pact. Oh, that gathered. That forcibly gathers. Which means that Pact had to go first. Unfortunately. I now can't really do anything about it. I guess we're not getting that one then, that's fine. I mean, it's still open. Actually... one absolutely goes there. Put the other one in the wetlands. Now we Terrifying Chase here. The 2 Dahan in there. The town stops the city build, which is nice. I don't want to put it in B3 because that makes D6. Oh, they are building there though, so they're still gonna have that visibility. So I guess let's put it there. I'll put it in B1 to centralize everything, but okay. Population rises is also bad. Why do you keep doing these things? Why are you being actively bad? Disease to sands or mountains with the most stuff. Sands and mountains are not a problem right now. Oh, but we're also adding a town to a land. Okay, so it's not going into that mountain. D2 would result in a city, and that's pretty bad, although they're also escalating a city anyway. D6 would be bad, so D3 has to be. And here, all these choices are open. This one's probably the safest, honestly. Move and explore a town from a land where it's the only invader. That doesn't stop the build in D6 now. It would have if I didn't put the stupid town there. Damn it! This build's happening anyway, because England... that build's happening because England, so that doesn't work. This explorer dies to the Ravage. This explorer is not dying to the Ravage. None of these guys are in the mysterious locations. I think I'll remove this guy so there's less to deal with in that land. This guy so there's less to deal with in that land. mountains. Still not seeing D8 though. That's really nice. Can I click this yet? No. No. Oh, I have to just left click it. Oh. That's annoying because I've been right clicking the entire time, but it's the left click that does it. Oh. Okay, well, we got it. Annoyingly, we got it. So we lost 4 energy because I was right-clicking the entire time. You also can't tell that it's active now, by the way. So how are we dealing with stuff this turn? D2's probably blighting. D4, we want to stop. D6. Want to stop B8 if it blights. At least the town dies. We only have 2 blight before the island blights. I guess Guardian Serpents defends D6. Do I want a major? I mean, Fangs isn't reclaiming and is getting 2 more energy and +1 there, so I don't see why I wouldn't reclaim here. Or not reclaim, not gain a major here. Dissolve the bonds of kinship. Or Plague Stack. Or Winds of Rust. I don't see why I wouldn't do Dissolve the Bonds here. That takes care of 2 buildings for free. And I can potentially hit the threshold. We don't have water, but we do have fire. Can we hit Bloodrack Plagues? You have 2 animal. This gives a earth and an animal, so we actually have this threshold. Wow, okay. How effective would that be? You do Plague Stack and D4 and it defends 3 lands. For each disease in target land, defend 1 in target and all adjacent lands. 2 fear for each disease in target land, do 1 damage in target land or an adjacent land. Wouldn't be enough to defend D2 though. Plus it doesn't actually help against... Like the disease in D4 doesn't actually help against anything. But... it does seem really nice. So that's a really tough decision, honestly. Jeez. We don't have Lightning's Boon unless Lightning reclaims. Is there a way to get a Sacred Site in D2? I guess it doesn't really matter because that Dahan is converting with Dissolve the Bonds. Or is it? No, I'm thinking of Blood Rack Plague, I guess, but I want the Sacred Site so I can do Guardian Serpents, but I also want to have the beasts from Guardian Serpents first. It's just I can't really get 2 presents in there until after Ranging Hunt. I'd have to put the presents in D3 and then Ranging Hunt into D3. Well, presents and convert it into a beast and then Ranging Hunt into D3, and then I'd have 2 presents in D2. And when I do that, I'm not ranging hunting in here, but I'm defending 4 with Guardian Serpents, defend 2 with Blood Rock Plague, and then 2 damage in here. So 6 defend, deal 2 damage. There's still need to do slightly more. Raging Storm would actually do quite a lot in D2 this turn. Yeah, I think that works then. Who uses Terrifying Chase? It doesn't work because there's no beasts in D3. Pretty sure I'm still taking Blood Rack Plague. I'm just not getting that Sacred Site in D2. No, I do. I still Ranging Hunt into D3. I just have to put my presence in D2. Okay. I don't actually get the plant, but I guess I'm not really doing anything effective with Ranging Hunt other than moving presence, so that's okay. And I can't convert presence? And with lightning, you're getting +2 energy, but you're also going to be doing stuff with your power, so we want that extra energy. It's actually not enough. I mean, you're probably still playing Shatter Homesteads for the elements, but you're not actually getting that much out of it. Sacred Site there still works. Oh. Oh, because +3 energy there, right, okay. Okay, it's fine then. And I did need that +3 energy, because if I did double growth, I'd be up here, I'd have an additional energy off that, but 2 less energy there, and I'd be sitting at... Wait. Hold on. So I'm sitting at 1 right now. If I do growth here for 3, it's 1 + 3 is 4, + 2 is 6. I have 5 energy of cards. So yeah, if I do this growth, then I'm guaranteed to get enough energy to do my stuff. I guess I could do 4 card plays then if I'm not getting that. I have 4 card plays next turn. Because I have a bajillion energy now. It looks like I'm getting 4 energy per turn, but it's just this turn. It's actually 2 energy. me do this first. We're also not doing anything with Dahan this turn, which is sad. Do we stop the build in D5 somehow? We don't, right? Because there's 2 adjacent stuff. So that's defended now. These 2 are defended. Could stop the blight there with Shatter Homesteads. Wait. There was a way to make this work. Oh, Storming Wasps can hit D5. It does have Beasts, so I could have pushed 2 Explorers, but it does have Blight, so I can't actually do it. We can't prevent this mountain build because of everything in Beast 6. Can't prevent this mountain build because of the Explorers and everything in D2. I guess if I had done Raging Storm in D5, I could have done 2 damage on Bloodrock Plague onto a town and then destroy a town with Thundering Destruction. We'd still have the same 2 cities, and then they would still build in D5 because I could destroy the city with 1 Dahan. So where do I want this beasts then? Eventually we're going to need to figure out how to deal with blighted lands. Are we at risk of losing to England? No. I think I will save the Blight. In the event that the event does stuff based on beasts. Where would be most useful? Maybe if each beast destroys an explorer, but I can't hit that land with Blight. Can't hit any of these lands. This land has beasts already, so I guess a beast's here. Save that for the slow phase to deal with D5 a little bit. Coastal land on each board, move a town inland. On each board, choose a land with disease, 2 damage to invaders, 2 damage to Dahan. So actually pushing a town in there is perfect. It's on each board though, so it only works once. During Ravage in every land, defend 1 per Dahan. So this land's actually defended now, so I can push 1 of those in there. Okay. Strife to a town. That's defended, that's defended, that's defended, that's defended. This is not France. So I say we put it on the bladed thing and then put 1 here. There's a choose for me button here. John was like, why was there a choose for me button in a Ravage? It's back! It's back! Choose for me is back! Actually, I wonder what that would do. Let's actually see what it does. Destroys a city. I mean, that's what I wanted it to do, but why was there a choose for me button? Choose for me should only be there if the order doesn't matter, but the order does matter, so... Or otherwise the decision doesn't matter. Sands now. I'm just gonna group them with the let's start with the beasts. This is where they're currently building. Or going to build, they're exploring that. So I'm gonna put you in this danger wetland. So they don't build in D7 if we can deal with the towns, or one of the towns nearby. It's been really nice that this has been isolated. They would be building in B5 because of England. Build in D4 is prevented with the disease stack. If we do Blood Rack Plague next turn, which requires me to reclaim. But if we do it next turn, we also defend D5, but it's not really a good defend. I mean, it needs to be dealt with in some capacity, but there's ways of dealing with it that aren't Blood Rack Plague. I mean, Blood Rack Plague is awesome with the threshold. But I also have to deal with B7 and B2. So if we do Blood Rack Plague in B4 instead, we defend both, and then the Dahan kill 2 towns, but they still build in here. And also we haven't dealt with D5, but I think this happens. And now if we can get rid of that Explorer in D7, they don't build D7. But we're also going to be reclaiming on both, pretty sure. Gather and Explore deals with D5, which is good. There's no fire here. That's all bad. Growth through Sacrifice. That deals with Blade. Inflame is one of my favorite cards for Fangs because it has every element and you get the threshold trivially. If I'm booned, how useful is Inflame? Still have to deal with some number of ravages, but if we do a strife in one of them, it blocks that ravage. Plus we're getting 3 plays, so we can actually do Frenzied Assault. Lightning has 4 plays, could destroy cities now, but has to play cards that have fire on them, which means that you'd have to spend energy to do stuff. Not with the innate power though. Gathering Explorer stops the Ravage in D5, but it doesn't deal with the guy in D7. Can I somehow deal with the Ravage in D5 and B7 and B2 with Fangs alone? Still have the Sacred Site in D6 for some reason. So defense 6 would be good. It's overkill, but it's good. Still want to, you know, think about the mysterious locations that still exist. Is it just 2 of them? Just these 2? Interesting. I'm surprised that England didn't discover more. They revealed a lizard scale on the turn 0, and then they never again did. So under the assumption that we're booned, and we're doing Inflame Fast, which I'm pretty sure I'm just going to take that. Is there another slow power that would be helpful here? Pact? Pact would defend B7. Not defend, but it would do enough damage. And the Strife would then go in B2. So if we do Enticing Splendor to gather the Explorer out of D5, it's good enough. Or otherwise, what? Guardian Serpents instead? Probably like to save Guardian Serpents to use in conjunction with Bloodrack Plague. Especially because I'm also using Nature's Resilience. Although next turn I'm getting a Reclaim 1, so it's not as important. Gift of Constancy, maybe? Well, that doesn't really do much, but it does allow Lightning to play 4 cards this turn and 4 cards next turn. And gives Lightning more energy for this turn as well. Pretty sure I'm taking Enticing Splendor there. If I put my presence in D5, then Pact would do 1 damage, which kills the Explorer, but then it's like... I also have that dealt with in another way, so all of this is silly. Can I get another beasts near B7 to deal with Ranging Hunt? There's also this guy. I guess I just explore there. Or what is it? Discover? Search. I search there first before they do something there. Because I don't think I can stop all the ravages, per se. I sure hope that this is the mysterious power. Is that what it's called? I sure hope it's a power source. I'm trying to be consistent with the language on the card, but it's all weird words. I sure hope the power source is here in B5 and not in D8, because I don't think I would ever deal with D8 because there's just no one there. If I convert this to a beast... Actually, we also have Swarming Wasps. Swarming Wasps allows us to get a beast without having to convert for it, in which case... I think I just want to be in the jungle. So do I get good things if I do this? Problem was I wanted Pact. But I need Inflame for B2. I need Nature's Resilience for D5. I guess I could also use lightning to destroy some of these towns. So I feel like I'm just going through every permutation of how do I do all the things. Let's not do inflame this turn. I wanted to say that. What was I looking at? I wanted Pact. Playing Boon. Swarming Wasps for B7. Can I stop the build in D7? Pretty please. I get 2 energy off of Raging Storm. Or not Raging, I get 2 energy off of Gift Constancy, so I could use Raging Storm for D7. Or for D5, and that stops that Ravage. Okay. So I get Town Destroy here, I get Raging Storm for D5, Enticing Splendor for D7. I just like it because they don't build there, despite it being England. Nature's Resilience. I guess the problem is I don't have a Sacred Site, but after Ranging Hunt I can get a Sacred Site in B4 and that hits B2. Ranging Hunt deals with B7, so all the Ravages are dealt with. The builds are not really dealt with. They're building in these 2 lands. They're not building in D7, they're not building in D4. So the only major problematic one is B3. But that's okay. So we do Boon, Pact. Well, I guess D8 is where it is. Good news is the invaders are gonna have a very hard time reaching there. Oh. I can't actually do Enticing Splendor because I'm not range 0. Well, that sucks. I could still stop this Ravage, though. It's not exactly the solution I wanted. Alright, we are now in Terror level 2, finally! Took us long enough. Does the Town Destroy matter? They're not building D7, they're not building D4. And there's too much around B5. B3 itself has too much, but also adjacent stuff. Still Terror level, not Terror level, but Invader Stage 2. It's either wetlands or it's coastal. And all the wetlands are coastal except for B6, which is already seen. So the Town Destroy isn't going to do anything, I don't think. So we'll wait for the slow phase for that and deal with a build that way. And each land with 2 invaders or 2 explorers push. Excuse me? Oh. I was like, there is a land with 2 explorers. But it can't push because all the adjacent lands have invaders. The text looked weird. Push beasts to an adjacent land with no blight, deals 1 damage, and it's only once per board. I could kill this town. Doesn't do anything, no. Because of either wetlands or coastal. I could... Oh, I can't exactly kill a town in B3 with the beasts. Also, during Ravage, defend 1 per Dahan. So actually, this was defended already. Cute. Love it when that happens. I could, like, kill one of the explorers in D4, and then I don't have to worry about defending there. Oh, we don't actually have Frenzied Assault this turn. I don't think it matters. The fact that this is limited to lands without Blight makes it annoying. Also the fact it only deals 1 damage. Let's leave the guy in D5. Leave the stuff in D2. So let's do this back and forth. Remove an explorer town from an inland land. That doesn't change builds. If I remove this town, then B3 becomes the big hub. Because otherwise they're building a city first, and then during the escalation we can choose between the two. If I do town remove here, it's forced. But none of this really matters. On sands. I guess, like, removing the sands in case invaders do +1 damage is the most relevant. And then in case they explore wetlands, removing 1 from here so that they only build a town. It does make the big one on the coast, but it's fine. We'll worry about that next. Okay, they're doing wetlands. Wetlands is actually fairly scary on board B. So we still have this town destroy. Actually, all the wetlands are pretty bad except for D3 somehow. Soften this up so I could defend it more easily next turn. Actually, if I do Ranging Hunt in there with Guardian Serpents, it should be good enough. Except, no, it's not good enough. But we have Bloodrock Plague. If I do Bloodrock Plague here, it defends these two. If I can get Dahan in there, that would be nice. Okay. I'm gonna do it here to make sure, because I think with Bloodrock Plague, B3's dealt with. We just have to figure out this stuff here. Reclaim 1 for both. Which of these is the most useful? Swarming Wasps? Actually, with Swarming Wasps, then actually B3 is really nice. I'm gonna take Nature's Resilience back. So if I don't take the Reclaim 1, well, actually, I think a recent update made it so you don't actually have to Reclaim 1 if you unlock it. So we're going to take the 2 energy for sure, right? Because then we'll be at 8 energy this turn. We're playing Bloodrock Plague and probably Guardian Serpents and something else. I think we take a minor. I have a lot of minors. But I'm gonna get to... I'm gonna take a minor and try to find something that removes Blight, I think. Fleshrot Fever, Shadows of the Burning Forest gives me Moon and Fire. But it is range 0 is the problem. I guess actually I could get it just with Inflame. But anyway, Flesh Rot Fever synergizes with Blood Rack Plague. Voracious Growth removes Blight. I think I have to start focusing on Blight removal for the wetlands next turn, so take that. I'm not doing a good job of converting presence, am I? Do I need to convert presence, though? I think with our Swimming Wasp, we don't need it in B3. If I do Voracious Growth this turn... Range 1 Sacred Site. So I actually want the Sacred Site. Oh, I can't do it there again, because of course, it doesn't have a beast. But that is a Sacred Site. As long as I don't remove my presence. So we can remove the light from B1 and then do ranging hunt stuff there. The city's strifed. Nice. My good foresight there. I'll put it there, but not reclaim. Lightning's going to make a sacred site. You're gonna have 5 energy this turn. Shatter Homesteads is the only thing that deals damage. Or destroys a thing. So we could get you to 5 card plays. For next turn. I'm always worried about energy costs. Let's put you here. Let's figure out how we're gonna deal with B6 then. You do destroy city now. Obviously you need to play cards, duh. So you don't do damage with beasts with Frenzied Assault, but we do remove a blight in a wetland. That allows us to do Ranging Hunt in their next turn. Let's see how this looks. Put there, I guess. Spread them out. Oh, did I want to be in there? For Guardian Serpents? Why am I using Guardian Serpents this turn? Well, Bloodrack Plague here defends this enough, theoretically. Kill the town? But I still need to have the Sacred Site here, so I think I'm not gonna do that. But I do have this Guardian Serpents that's not doing much. I guess I could just defend this, just in case. No, it's not even a Sacred Site. Whatever, it has a beast now. Great. Call to Migrate, I want Dahan in here. I think I'm just going to take the 3 from here. I want them all there to kill everything in there. Harbingers. Currently we have 2 lone Dahan that are at risk of the event that does something, right? Have we seen that this game? Oh yeah, that's very helpful. Very helpful. Very helpful. No, we haven't seen it yet. We would get fear if I pushed the Dahan from D1 into D2. Which gives us a fear card, which is good. Also, we're getting fear off of this, presumably. We're no longer escalating, which is nice. If I destroy the city in B6, they just replace it. If I destroy the town in D6, they would still have visibility of everything because the wetlands build in D1. So yeah, everything is currently seen and I'm not stopping any of it, so... Either we wait for the slow phase... if I wait for the slow phase, then I can kill the city and the town they build in B6. Yeah, I think that's okay. Buildings have +1 health. Cool. Each beast destroys an explorer. Cool. Choose for me. That doesn't stop the build in D1 because England. Dahan to a coastal land with Dahan. Well, here, have some more in there. So now actually Call to Migrate would get enough in D8. Add strife in a land with or adjacent to beasts. Invaders skip their normal explorer and build in lands with beasts. Hey! Look at my smart beasts placement. They're not building in D1 now. They're also not building in B1 or B6. So I could just strife the city and not worry about it? Or do I strife in here? Yeah, because they're ravaging here next, I'll still destroy the city there. So we'll just do that stuff. Thankfully, 8 Dahan is enough to kill 7 HP worth of stuff. Only 1 build. But ultimately it didn't matter because we didn't destroy the town, so they still explored D7. Whoops. Okay, so it's actually kind of funny because now all these ravages are dealt with. It's really funny. Jungle Sands, eh? Well, let's stop this problem. Still remove this blight. Guess we still have to worry about D3. Well, we're starting to contain England, which once you're at the point where England is contained, it's pretty straightforward. Still taking a minor. Because lightning works best with multiple card plays over powerful cards. And you're getting 4 card plays. Reclaiming is going to make you lose 2 energy, but a blood rock plague? Do we need that? We don't need it. Oh, they didn't explore into B4 because of... Yeah, they didn't explore 3. Okay. And once I kill the city in B1... then they don't build in B4 or B5. They're already not building B3. Not building D4 because of disease. Deal with these guys. And they don't build in those 2. Can I deal with B8 as well? D2 is D2. But that's a good candidate for Ranging Hunt next turn. So I don't need Bloodrock Plague this turn. Nature's Resilience gives me defend for D3 in any case. I don't need to reclaim this turn. Do I take Steam Vents for the elements? It's annoying. So it's a card that is fire, which means it's actually more expensive than normal. It's 2 energy to kill an explorer, so no, that's crap. I don't think I need to actually kill a city. As long as like D2's defended, it's actually fine. Like the city and the town are strife. They're building another city right now. But like that's fine. Or we just kill the town with lightning and then they build a new replacement town and then we deal with that and then it's defended basically. So I don't need city destruction this turn. I'll take Call of the Dahan Ways. And then I'll convert that city, that town into a thing if I have enough moons. I don't have enough moons. Well, there you go. I'm not doing that. I could still convert that Explorer in B8 with Call of the Dahan Ways. That stops that build. As long as I can use it fast. Might not even do Town Destroy this turn. Is that stupid? Might be stupid. Also, not Serpent. Fangs has not actually chosen a card yet. We haven't made any decisions on Fangs' card, but it's going to be a minor because of energy. Call the Bloodshed. Or just do Tormenting Rotflies. Our animals are fine, our plants are fine. Call of Bloodshed is a fire, which means it's going to cost energy to actually deal damage, but it would actually deal with D2 in advance. So I guess I'll just take it. I actually want more beasts. This. Hey, I also have Frenzied Assault at max level. That's exciting. Do I want to prevent a build? Is there even a build that matters? No, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. I don't even need that. I don't know. There isn't a play here that's necessary. I guess I'll just keep it so I don't have to reclaim it and I can still gain 2 more energy next turn so I can take a major, I guess. I do wonder what this mysterious power is up there. Not mysterious power, the power source. I wonder what this power source is in this mysterious location. But I will never explore it. Or, reveal it. I will never reveal it. I could reveal it right now if I did gather into D1, push into D8, but that's going to lose these Dahan, which I want. I can play more cards. Right, yeah, this guy. This guy. Nah. I mean, the city is still strifed, but, I mean, kill the city. Always be killing cities. I'll stay there. And that. I want Dahan in there. Let's take these guys. I wonder if I actually wanted them in B6. Come join me. Die. Convert. Okay. We have 2 water. But adding presence is really nice. Adding blight to sands is not nice when the only sands that doesn't have presence is B3. Beasts deal damage, hey! That takes out B6. Nice. Also, D2 is... what's surviving in D2? Defend 1 per Dahan, so that was defended. Okay, so do we want to forget water cards? We don't need Voracious Growth. We're winning. We're winning too hard now. Lightning doesn't want to forget a card, I don't think. Maybe you could forget Call the Dahan Ways. We used it once. It's done. That also adds in water, or adds an energy to us. I guess Fangs could spend 2 energy. Definitely keeping Bloodrack Plague, because why not? Oh, but apparently lightning is not in a land with Dahan. Whoops. Mea culpa. So this land is the only one that we're in. So preserve as many beasts by doing this. Kill the city for more fear? They're gonna build a city if I do that. So I think instead I kill 2 towns. I mean, it's 1 town and a city or 2 towns. But the city's currently strifed, which is better. So I'm gonna leave the city strifed. Add strife in a land with Dahan. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife. So that city's actually dead. Oh, we just win. We just win, because all the buildings are dead now. The buildings have died. So you can have that. You can have that. City died. Last building is gone. We won. Apologies to John for thinking that the scenario was bugged. It wasn't bugged. It's just you should not right click on the card. You have to left click on the card. Which is arguably bad UI, but it's also possibly being actively worked on at the moment. But in any case, 47 points. We ended with 4 blight on the island instead of last game where we had 0 blight on the island, so this game was less perfect. We will never know what the last mysterious or the last power source was. So what do you think would have been the most exciting one, I guess? If we had a leather sack with its mouth sewn shut, you could choose 1 land and remove everything in it from the game, which means with England, we could let a land go up to 6 buildings and then remove it all, which wouldn't actually give us any fear, but it would allow us to just ignore England's effect for a while if we knew that earlier. 2 fear cards and Dahan and 1 land deal damage also potentially helps deal with, especially because we could move Dahan pretty easily. We could set them in a land with a lot of buildings, and then Dahan destroy all the buildings, and then we get a lot of fear that way, plus the 2 fear cards. All powers have +1 range. I don't think would be too useful. I guess the 1 power I had where I had to be in my land would have been more useful. Not forgetting when gaining a major power actually wouldn't do much because, well, lightning didn't really have the energy because of the stupid invader benefit. So lightning was very energy starved, so lightning was permanently minor power. Fangs probably could have taken one more major power in that game, but I don't think this would have been too beneficial. -3 damage per land during the next normal ravage. I don't think that really mattered. We didn't really get much blight after the first couple rounds. Mostly because we got good defense cards, so this one wouldn't have been much useful. Shifting presence from a sands to another at any time. Maybe that could be useful. I think lightning had a sacred site in a sands, so being able to have lightning have mobile sacred sites would mean that lightning could do anything wherever very easily. So that one would have been pretty nice. So basically a loop of twisted bronze set with deep red stones, or a spear-like pillar of sunlight too hot to approach, or a leather sack with its mouth sewn shut. I'm going to refer to these mysterious power sources by their name from now on. So I'm just gonna in passing say, yeah, a fist-sized ember glowing steadily is my favorite power source, but I could see how a loop of twisted bronze set with deep red stones can be very helpful to you, especially with Wildfire. Wildfire loves that one. But a leather sack with its mouth sewn shut is arguably the best against England. You love how freaky the sack is. You should put a sack in it. I mean, a leather sack with its mouth sewn shut is not that exciting. It's literally just a bag. A spear-like pillar of sunlight too hot to approach, that's exciting. A rope woven out of the wind. I guess the fact that the wind made it and wove it is pretty exciting. A fist-sized ember glowing steadily. That's basically an ember. A rib bone crusted with unmelting ice. That's exciting. Ice that doesn't melt. An enormous jagged tooth dripping water. If the water's not coming from anywhere, then yeah, that's weird. A loop of twisted bronze set with deep red stones. A lizard scale perpetually burning. I wouldn't want to be on the opposite side of that if someone decided to vandalize my house with it. Here, I'm gonna throw this lizard scale into your house. Oh no, it's on fire! Oh, let me pull out my fire extinguisher. Wait, it's still on fire! No! Yeah, maybe the sack just is unopenable. But if you can't open it, does it really matter? Like, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? If a sack can't be opened, is it actually useful? That said, I mean, there was this whole thing on Reddit years ago about a guy who discovered a safe in their basement, and then he went like AWOL for 3 months, and people kept wondering what was in the safe. Ended up being like nothing, but people were just, you know, when you don't know when it's a mystery, it's always interesting, right? Speaking of mysteries, you will never know what I'm going to say next. Asparagus. You did not know I was going to say asparagus. Surprise! Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your stay. This was Spirit Island Saturdays with Logic Dolphin Solo. Internet's been hanging in there, except I think since the disconnect, it's been a bit shaky, at least. We have dropped 31,000 frames, which is 12% of the broadcast. Arguably. I mean, depends on if OBS is telling me the truth or not. Nonetheless, I will send the local recording to Krista so that she will have a clean source for YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you notice there is no issues whatsoever. Exciting. But check out the other streams we have on this channel. Every Monday at 5 p.m. is Luck of the Seamus with Seamus the Hug Monster. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Handelabra Live with John. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. is Dolphins Dive with yours truly. Saturday at 2 p.m. is Spirit Island Saturdays, this stream, with usually myself, usually John, usually Seamus, and sometimes a guest who can claim the 20,000 Handelabra reward to be a guest on Spirit Island Saturdays. You do not need to be an experienced player. You kind of need to have the game. But if you do decide to be a guest, you can help work with multiplayer. We did not play multiplayer today because it was just me, but it is being worked on. And every Sunday at 6 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another letdown. Handelabra products include Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island. They are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch if you decide you want to play it on Switch. It's pretty cool. It's actually nice how it works with a controller. I was pleasantly surprised when I played it how intuitive it was. You can get more information on those games at handelabra.com. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/handelabragames or Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at twitch.tv/logicdolphin or twitter.com/logicdolphin, or on Discord. My friend tag is logicdolphin number 5454. I'm basically Logic Dolphin in all avenues. But that does wrap up this week's Spirit Island Saturdays. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time, hopefully with multiplayer.